Hello everyone, welcome to the Wednesday trade recap and forecast. So the markets are heating up. I am seeing some activity. I was actually in one trade, actually in two trades, but I'm gonna explain it. So basically starting with the euro and the US dollar, this pair showed me no opportunity to enter anywhere here. There were no major impulses for me to look for or no clean price action. So here there was an impulse but ended with double wicks. Loads of wicks everywhere, broke the low retrace, broke the high retrace, broke the high retraced again. Continued a bit, huge wick, retraced, broke, retraced, broke, retraced, broke, momentum, but then momentum started slowing down here. So at this point I wanted to see more momentum because you can see smaller candles. One candle pullback, price continues, but ends with a wick and the momentum here is not strong enough, so no trade. And it would have been a loss. Then price started going to the upside. So currently it is trending up. I do like it. So one worry is that this kind of did form a V reversal. So there might be a range incoming here. But also what I can see is that, well, price moved away from the V and continued with a nice clean close. So if we get a continuation trade here, I will look to enter, such as this one. I'm not sure I will take a flag straight from here because I am kind of worried about the larger range because of the V reversal, so I would probably not take a flag here, but I would like to see price continue up and then take a flag further up. As I said, markets heating up. We're seeing impulses, we are seeing some cleaner price action. That's definitely a very good sign. Moving on, Euro Japanese yen. So there were a couple of opportunities, let me just find them. Basically in the prior price action, broke the low retrace, broke the low retrace, broke the high retraced, broke the high, got some momentum, but slow momentum in these legs, not really some strong momentum like I want to see. Broke the high, continued, left the wick, slow down on momentum, then this messy price action here, but there was a nice opportunity here for a reversal. So I was seeing an ascending structure, I was seeing an ascending channel and a nice reversal, nice strong candle. So why do I say it's a strong candle? Well, because the size of it, basically bigger than everything else in the prior price action. So definite sign that price wants to move down. One thing though, it was Tuesday. So on Mondays and Tuesdays with the reversals, I'm really careful because I'm expecting a range. So if we break the high retrace and if this breaks the low and retraces, if the next candle retraces, so if the next candle does this, well, then that is a signal of a range. So I wanted one more push down here. This was just not enough. It was right there on the edge, but not enough for me to take. And what I know is usually reversals work best from an inside bar. So that's a pair characteristic. Characteristic of the euro and the Japanese yen is when you see an ascending, even a smaller ascending inside of a larger ascending, then an inside bar, those are super high probability, but there was no inside bar to enter from here. An inside bar is a bar that is inside of the prior candle. Basically, this is an inside bar. The high and the low is inside of the prior candle. Here, there is no inside bar. So that's another thing what I have found. So I wanted to see an inside bar. And then also this ascending was not as well defined as it could have been. We got some momentum here. There is some momentum here, and there also is a bit of momentum here, not that much, but still momentum, so not really as clean of an ascending as we had in January, for example. So yeah, this would have been a 1% loss, which I did manage to avoid. So really happy that I managed to stay out, followed my plan, and then we got another opportunity. So I did have an order on here to buy, which I didn't get tagged in. So right here, I was definitely interested in buying this price action. I was seeing a large impulse, small pullback, and price continues with a nice close, basically enough momentum for me. My order was on, but I did not get tagged in. Instead, the next candle formed a wick. Order is now removed because of a wick. A wick does not fit my plan. And then price exploded down. There was a flag set up here, which formed during the night here. I didn't take it Why? Well, because the stop loss was, well, it was kind of on the smaller side, but not really a concern for me. What was a concern was this wick here, and this wick here. So I know on EJ, usually when I see 2 or 3 wicks in the flag or the bomb, just doesn't work out for me. So I was not comfortable in taking it. I did like the ascending structure, I did like the nice push, there was definitely strong momentum here, but just the flag formation was a bit off. So this wick was just a bit too big. I wanted to see a bigger range. So I wanted to see potentially 7, 8 or 10 candles and then a nice setup. Here we had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 candles. So for me that's just a bit on the smaller side, and it was, I believe, so Tuesday evening, Wednesday morning, so kind of even still Monday and Tuesday price action, which I do expect to be more range bound. So yeah, I decided to stay out of this trade also, and we also started to see a bit of a shift with these blue candles up, but that's really not the concern. What concerned me is this wick, and this wick. So something was off. It didn't fit my plan 100%, and I did manage to avoid 1% loss again, thankfully. And now price is stuck between the low and the high. What I'm looking for here, well, this is now range bound. Just very simple. I'm looking for a large impulse up or a large impulse down. So large impulse up, large impulse down, and then to buy or sell. I'm looking for a trend to start. I would not be looking to enter on a short here. Maybe some people are looking for an ascending. For me, that just doesn't fit my plan. I'm not waiting for that. So basically, I'm waiting for a breakout to the upside or to the downside. So, and I do expect for it to break up. Why? Well, because usually if we get this price action, if you backtest this sort of a setup, you will see that when we get a wick on the Japanese pairs, for example, wick, and then price starts ascending and then it impulses to the upside. So that often happens. If we get a push up, I will look to buy. Simple stuff. Aussie US dollar. So I didn't have an order on anywhere here. Basically what happened, descending, then we had momentum, then we had this sort of a flag, but flag formed Monday morning, and there were a bit of shifts in momentum in the flag, so wouldn't take it, and I was even not trading. I'm trading from 8 a.m. London open and until 5 p.m. London close on a Friday. So those are my trading hours. Broke down, and then we got this pullback, basically a pullback, which the pullback would show me a shift, so I was looking to sell here. And then maybe some people were looking at this. I know I was looking at this because I was seeing this is usually a high probability setup on the Aussie US dollar, but you still need to be careful. Basically an impulse and then an ascending and then a push down, pullback, and then we continue. But overall price is a bit range bound, and I wanted to see a better price action here. So I wanted to see a bigger push down. This was my main concern. So whole of this price action was okay, but this part right here, the push down, retraced another push wick, and then this blue candle, I wanted to see a bit stronger momentum, especially for Tuesday. So this was again right on the border of should I take it or not, but I decided not to because of this part. I wasn't seeing enough momentum to go down, but we had some confluences, basically broke the high retrace, ascending into liquidity. Here was clear liquidity, reversal, one candle pullback, and we continue. So I just wanted to see a bit more, especially on a Tuesday. So especially on a Tuesday, I wanted to see a bit more. And then price just continued to range around. It's showing me nothing currently. So this pair, in my opinion, doesn't have much potential at this point. What I'm looking for is, of course, a large impulse up or a large impulse down. So something like this, flag or a break and they retest, or to the upside, basically a flag or that nice break and they retest. So that's about it for AU. AJ, range bound. Did I have any orders on, any setups here? No, this is heavily range bound, so I wasn't looking for anything on this particular pair. Just stuck in a huge range, so I wasn't seeing any setup. Okay. What I look for is, well, I look for nice push down, flag or break and they retest. or I look for the same thing to the upside. So let me just delete. Same thing to the upside, so a nice flag or a nice break and they retest. So that's about it for AJ. Pound, I did have a trade on. It was a loss, unfortunately, but I do like the trade and I would take it again 100%. It was a really good trade. What I was seeing here, descending channel, I expect the price to push. Up. From this descending, as we know, when we see an ascending or descending, we expect the price to reverse in the opposite direction. Then we did start a nice uptrend. Maybe some people had an order on here. I did not. This wick was just too huge and the break was too small. So this is just a huge wick. So I wasn't willing to risk it. I want to see a smaller wick or a bigger break. But I was seeing a nice uptrend here. Definitely starting a nice uptrend. Kind of breakup of structure, but no shift. So all of the red candles are pretty small. Then we continue, pull back, and then we continue again. So right here, when I first saw this, I was out and about doing errands. On my phone, it didn't look as good because of these two red candles. So I didn't place an order on my phone. But when I came home, took a look at the PC, on the big screen, 100% fits my plan. So 100% willing to take it. Just on the phone, it looked a bit small, but the break is definitely enough. And the close is not that bad. I mean, there is a wick, but not really a concern because descending trend in the opposite direction, no shift in momentum, meaning all of the red candles are pretty small. Push up, one candle pullback, and it's blue, and we continue with nice momentum. So really was happy to take it. I got tagged in. So I still managed to place the order. Basically, I think it was a couple of minutes after this candle closed, 10-15 minutes, something like that. Price continued. I was in some profit at one point, but then I got taken out for the full 1% loss. Fits my plan. What you're gonna do, my win rate is around 20 to 30%. So most of the trades I take will be losses, but the winners will be far bigger than the losers. Right now, what's happening? I'm seeing a V reversal, and I'm seeing this sort of range bound, not really any direction. So crappy price action. What I need to be seeing is I need to be seeing a nice trend and then a setup to the downside, or a nice trend and then a setup to the upside. So that's about it for the pound. Nothing currently. So currently I ain't seeing anything. NJ is very interesting. So let me run through NJ first. Prior price action. What did we see in the prior price action? Well, we saw a big range. Huge range bound price action. As I was talking about, not really a warning sign. We don't trade the range, but usually a tight flat range signals that the market makers are accumulating positions and that there soon may be large momentum up or large momentum down. So right here, we started getting some momentum up. Unfortunately, it didn't continue. We got a shift down. But then price continued up with more strong momentum. So basically, right here, I was very happy to look for longs or to look for buys, however you want to call it. I was seeing some really strong momentum. One candle pullback, next candle continues, prints a wick, but the next one fills the wick and prints a clean close. So for me, this was a setup that was good. And I did place a pending order when I woke up, but unfortunately I misread the price action. So basically if we go candle by candle, so now I was in the trade, but then I noticed that actually some traders pointed out to me that I'm misreading the price action, because here we broke the high, retraced, and then the next candle breaks both the high and the low. Because when this candle broke, this was the high and the low was here, and you can see the low of this candle is 767 and this one is 765. So basically this blue candle broke both the high and the low, which invalidates my trade. So if I spotted that this candle broke both the high and the low, I wouldn't have taken the trade. At that point, I did place the take profit. So price was around here. I placed the take profit at the break-even level. So I was willing to get out at break-even or for it to hit my stop loss because it was a mistake on my part. So I misread the price action. I wouldn't have taken it if I saw this blue candle, because usually when a candle breaks both the high and the low in the same candle, you will get a range. As a trend trader, we don't like getting ranges. We like getting continuation of the overall trend. So that's the methodology why this wouldn't have fit my plan, and I did manage to get out for break even. Price went down and then pulled back, and I got out for break even and just around 0.00 on my MetaTrader, so no loss, no profit, best possible option. Even the commissions, I managed to avoid paying the commission. So yeah, that's what happened. Made a mistake, but this time I managed to save myself from the mistake, and as you can see, I would have been taken out for a loss. So if I kept the trade, I would have been taken out for a loss, and I was lucky to get out for break even. And that's what can happen. I mean, this is exactly why you want to avoid candles that break both the high and the low, because you'll just get a range. I mean, it might go up a bit, but then it will just go down, and usually something like this will happen. You can go and backtest it. Look at candles in your setups, look for candles that break the high and the low, and then see what happens. Okay, so now I'm expecting a range, as I said. I'm expecting this. Unfortunately, the breakout looks to be a false breakout. Looks to be not sustained. So we can easily just retrace and get back into the huge range and just keep ranging. So what I want to see, if it goes down, I'll just be a lot more patient, because then it's just inside of the huge range. What I want to see is, well, I want to see a nice push up. Basically, I want to see it continue with momentum to the upside, like this. And then a setup. So I want to see more blue candles. I want to see this. Otherwise, I'm being a lot more patient. I ain't taking anything. That's it for a trade recap and forecast. So some pairs are looking good. EU, definitely on my radar. EJ, range bound. AU, range bound. AJ, range bound. Pound, range bound. NJ. Well, we need to see what happens here. I mean, it can go up, it can go down. I'm expecting a range. Currently ain't looking that good. So the only one with potential is EU, and even EU is kind of on the border. It ain't looking that good. So good luck with your trading. See you on Friday. Looks like the markets are active. We have NFP on Friday, I believe. So yeah, do follow your plan. I don't trade NFP Fridays. That's it. See you guys in the next one.